Alright, so we are going to do our internal checks. As you can see, it's a different camera angle today because I am on my own for the first time. So we've just done the A check, just going to get ourselves organised, and then we're going to spend a little bit of time doing some circuits. Looks like we're doing 0.6 rather than 2.4, which is a bit of a shame. But that should be fine. So I'm just going to carry on with my checks. Okay, so let's just check my seat. That's pretty good where it is. Hatches and harnesses. I'll close you in a minute because it's bloody hot in here. Parking brake. Parking brake is on. Radio masters. Don't have radio master in here. Instruments. Eligible service hall, so we're 2.4 on there, we're 2.4 on here, and we are all over the shop, and we are we're 2.4 on here. Okay. Those look good. Controls full and free movement. Up and down. Right and left. That looks good. Trimmers. We are trim neutral. Flaps. 1, 2, 3. Cabin air. Closing off. Cabin air is off and off. Fan is off. Okay. Alt air on and off. Alt static. Don't have an alt static. Force B, garden off, fuel. So we're going to go with the right hand tank because there's 50 litres on the right, only 35 on the left. Power, full and free, set to idle, friction, set and off. So battery master on, water level light, double check that, that's a bit quick. Battery master on, water level light on, and then off. Main bus on. So AD and CD are diagnostics only. VADAC has Alt AD and CD on. Circuit breakers are all in. So beacons on, blowers on. Right, we're going to fire the aircon up now. Clear prop! Okay, so fuel pump on. So fuel pump is on. Engine master on. Glow plug has come on. A quick look out, good. Glow plug's off. don't know if you can see this, but the AI is... Alright, let's close that up now. So looking for good pressures, so we've got a few ambers, but that's fine because this is an initial startup. Okay, so load is at 8, that's good. RPMs are at 900, that's fine. Okay, so we're just going to do a brief reset on the AD CD. So CD. That's better. Okay, so all lights are out. AD is green. Yeah, it is. Yeah, CD is fine. We're good on volts and we're good on nanometers. We have 5 suck, so that's good. Power lever is idle. Fuel pump is off. Okay. So we'll get some power to our avionics. Alright, so we're on COM 1. COM 2 is set to 123.2. Okay, fine. So radios. The Garmin 430 takes a little bit of time to fire up, so just bear with me. Okay. Right, so we are 123.2. 120.225 is Bournemouth, I think, so someone's obviously been for a bit of a, yeah, so 120.22, so obviously someone's been for a bit of a spin. So that's good, radios are good. Transponder is set to standby. AI, well, the AI is a bit up the spout, so we're going to just have to sort of play that by ear. H9 HSI 242. Alright, so that's actually come around to about 2.3 now. T's and P's. Well, we're still in the orange on CT and AT, but that's fine. They'll come back. Right, let's get our radios on. Okay. Check. Test. Okay.
That's a decent level. Good levels on the radio. Belch. Okay, so Scotch, that sounds good. Okay, so just checking the scratch because the last time I did a flight, it recorded some fairly serious heavy breathing. Okay, so we are going to get some information off the tower. Good morning on Sarum Radio. This is Student Golf Bravo Foxtrot November Kilo with one POB requesting radio check and airfield information for circuits.
Student Golf Bravo Foxtrot November Kilo on Sarum Radio. Readability 5 runway in use 06 right hand circuit QFE 1008.
Runway 06 with right hand circuit and a QFE of 1008 Golf Bravo Foxtrot November Kilo. Okay, so we're going to use runway 06, which means we're heading that way. QFE is 1008, which we are currently set for. Ish. Okay, so check the hatches. Good. Get my baby harness on. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, good. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to quick check that still recording. Looks good. Put that away, but put that way. Okay, so we'll take the parking brake off and let's go for a taxi. So 06 isn't a problem, it's just at Old Sarum there's a bit of a hill, as you can see, so when you're coming into land you've got to sort of aim a bit higher up the airstrip, otherwise you come in a bit nosing. Okay, so I'm just going to do my taxi checks, so just make sure no one's around. Okay, so a bit of left rudder, so turn indicator changes, changes, right, same. Okay, and I'll check the brakes, so I'll check the right brake, check. Left brake, that's good. Both brakes do stop me, which is good. Okay, so we'll toddle down to that red marker and do our power checks. I'm taking it a bit slow because the grass is pretty wet at the moment. And I don't want to do a so there's no wind either, so I can kind of do my power check wherever I like. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the bottom, do a 180, and I can come up to the runway threshold. Okay, so I should be the only aircraft in the circuit as well at the moment, on the basis that Bravo Whiskey Oscar India, which you can see up there, is up the spout again, and Kegs is out for the day. Okay, so I'm going to do my power checks. Okay, so there is no wind, SOC's down, so that's fine. Parking brakes on, power's idle, fuel. Okay, tank change, and call it 9:15. Okay, so we will do our FADEC check. So FADEC A and B, both lights are off. FADEC test button, we will hold it while I'm covering the brakes. Okay, both FADEC lights come on, RPM is up.
Pass the message.
Can I go to chat for a sec?
RPM down, switch to FADEC A. Okay, RPM up. FADEC A goes off and the RPM returns idle. Okay, that's good. Okay, so FADEC test button. So 4-speed manual switch, so on. Nothing exciting happens, that's good, and then off with the switch down. Okay, so position. Confirm clear behind. It looks good to me. I'm pretty confident there's no one back there other than some birds maybe.
All Sarum Radio, Mule 1 requesting runway crossing.
Parking brake is on.
Mule 1, all Sarum Radio, no report of traffic defective crossing.
ADCD now is all green, so they've warmed up a bit. Power lever. So I've got parking brake on. I'm going to cover the foot brakes and power to full. Okay, brakes are holding. Load is at 100%. RPMs at 2300.
Mule
That's
1,
fine.
runway located.
Suck is at 5. Alt air open. And then close. And then thrust back to idle again. Okay, so all good. So we'll just do our pre-takeoff checks. So battery master switch is on. Main bus switch is on. FADEC panel, all lights are off. Trimmers are set. Fuel, I'm going to move back to the right-hand tank, just simply because there's more fuel in there. So pitot heat, don't need to worry about that because it's a bit toasty today. Alt air is closed. Instruments. Yeah. So we are at 06. Close enough. 6. Yeah. Don't come on, it's fine. The AI is still screwed. Flaps are set to 10%. Hatches are secure. Harness is secure. Control. Full free movement. There was before. And there still is now. Transponder is now set to volt. Strobes are on. Yep. Landing lights on. Yep. Okay. So we will make our call to Sarum Radio. Sarum Radio, student Golf Bravo, Foxtrot November Kilo, ready for departure on 06.
Student Golf November Kilo, roger. Surface wind is calm.
Golf November Kilo. Okay, so we'll take our parking brake off and we head over to the threshold. So we're going to do circuits. So that basically means we're going to climb out on a right-hand circuit. We're going to climb out to 500 feet, and then we're going to turn right onto our crosswind, heading up to 800 feet, and then we're going to turn right onto our downwind, do our downwind checks, do our downwind calls. Okay, Just doing a quick check on final. All seems to be clear. They've been doing a bit of a number on the on the lawn cutting here. Okay. So we are ready to go. I think checks are done. Flaps good. Okay, off we go. Full power. Keep things straight. Good bit of right rudder. Okay, speed's coming up. We are heading towards 40. Okay, power's coming alive. And heading towards 60. Okay, a bit of back pressure. Okay, well, we are up. Good bit of right rudder. Nose up. Airspeed's good. Keep a good lookout. Trim for the climb. And we are heading up towards 500 feet. It's a bit hazy, but that should burn off fairly soon. And also on a major plus, I've now worked out where the bloody air vents are. So I've actually got some air coming in here. And I'm not catching fire. Okay, so we are heading up towards 500 feet. Having a bit of a look around. All looks good. Okay, we're maintaining full power. 65, 70 knots. Okay, so at 500 we are now going to make a climbing right-hand turn onto our crosswind, making sure that we keep a good lookout. Okay, we are heading through 600 and we are now crosswind of the airfield and coming up to 800 feet. So we will do attitude, power back to about 70%, and we will trim for 800 feet. So the idea is that I can do lip mark, no hands. Okay, so the airfield's over there. Circuit is looking clear. Now there's I suspect the caravan's around because they'll definitely be doing parachuting today. So I can see the cathedral over there on my right. We are maintaining about 85 knots. So I'm going to turn right now onto my downwind. Trying to maintain
a power. Remember, this is 12 canopies at flight level 100 and ready for departure, lining up 06. Alpha November, Roger, surface wind is calm.
Okay, so they've got so the parachutists are up at 10,000 feet and they are about to kick them out, so we may hear some screams on the way down. Okay, so we do our downwind checks. So parking brake is off, undercarriage is down. Fuel, we've good fuel to go around. Fuel pump is on. Hatches and harnesses are good. Okay. Old Sarum radio, Golf Fox, Bravo Foxtrot, November Kilo, downwind 406.
Golf November Kilo.
Okay, so we are at 70% power, we are at about 800 feet. We have, we're running downwind to the airfield, which is over there. I'm just going to close this up so it's not quite loud now they've got the fans going. We're heading towards Salisbury Cathedral, which is just off our nose to the right, which is extremely pretty. Just check our stuff. speed's fine, altitude's fine, power's fine, turn coordinator's fine. AI seems to have come back, which is a positive thing, and it's telling me I'm just a bit nose down. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn onto our base leg once we've passed the cathedral, and then we're going to head across and then turn right into our final. When we turn onto base, we're going to drop to, I should have dropped the flaps on takeoff, but it's a bit late for that because I'm about to give it another set of flaps. So we're going to drop 20%, 2 stages of the flap, come back to 20% on the power. We're going to be 70 knots all the way in. I'm losing a bit of height here. Until we reach the runway threshold, where we'll drop to about 65 knots for what will hopefully be a smooth touchdown. So carrying on looking out, I can't see anyone in the circuit. We're just coming past Salisbury Cathedral now. So we're going to turn right onto our base leg. And we'll carry on down the base until we can see the airfield on our right hand side. The airfield is over there. So we're going to drop to, power down to about 20%. Going to pick up another stage of flap, and then we're going to trim for about 75 knots. So goes down a bit. Okay, so airfield is over there. We are at 75 knots ish. We are at 600 feet. So a little bit further, and then we will take a right hand turn onto our final. Actually, I'm going to turn on final now because I've extended that downwind a bit further than I.
All stations, all Sam radio, parachute procedures now in operation.
Okay, so they have obviously kicked out their parachutists. Okay, so we are turning final for 0. Altair radio, student Golf November Kilo, turning final for 06.
Golf November Kilo, Roger, surface wind is calm.
Golf November Kilo. Okay, so we're going to back down to 20%. Keep an eye out for the circuit. Altitude looks okay. We're about 300 feet. A little bit choppy. Speed's good. I'm not quite so used to, I'm just going to pop up a bit. I'm not quite so used to coming in at 06. I've done it a few times. But I'm more used to 2-4. So that there is Hill Fort. Okay, so we are looking good. Okay, we are at 70 knots, coming in over the threshold. I'm kind of looking for a spot a bit further down the runway than one would normally do, just because of this slope. Okay, so we are over the threshold. I'm a bit on the left-hand side, so I want to come over a bit. Okay, so we are at 65 knots, looking good. Holding off, holding off, holding off. Okay, so full power. And up we go. Altair Radio, Golf November Kilo, I do apologise, I should have said I was touching again.
No problem.
Okay, so we're going to drop the flap. We are full power heading up to 500 feet again. And now we will rinse and repeat. So I'm going to trim.
November 2 minutes. Alright, Alpha November, Roger.
Okay, so we keep looking out. This haze is burning off now. That's just good. Okay, so we are once again heading out towards 500 feet. And let's just take a bit of an opportunity to recognise the fact that I am a PIC on my own fly. That's actually pretty cool. Hopefully this this haze will burn off shortly. I'll give you a better view. Okay, so we're up at 500 feet. We are going to do a climbing turn off to the right onto our crosswind. Make sure that we keep an eye on what the hell's going on around us. Okay, so we have the airfield off to our right over there. We'll climb out to 800 feet for our downwind. Keep my shades on because the sun's coming out now. Okay, so we are up at 800 feet. Good. Attitude. Power. Are about 70%. Trim it, and we will now head on to our downwind. So whilst we're turning into our downwind, do a quick look around. So parking brake is off, landing gear is down, it better be because it's fixed, and if it's not down it's fallen off. Fuel, we have good fuel on both sides, fuel pumps on, hatches and harnesses are still good. We are doing a lookout. We're parallel to the runway at 800 feet, and I've got Salisbury Cathedral down there. All-time radio, Student Golf November Kilo, downwind 406.
Student Golf November Kilo, roger.
We're maintaining 800 feet. Just going to trim down a little bit. Okay, we're maintaining 800 feet, we're about 95 knots, 70% load, load, power, whatever you want to call it. Circuit still looks good. I'm kind of looking for these skyscrapers because they got kicked out at 10,000 feet about 3 or 4 minutes ago, so I'm rather expecting to see a whole bunch of parachutes, or a whole bunch of screaming people on their way down. Because I can tell you there is absolutely no way in God's green earth you could get me jumping out of an airplane. I bungee jumped once. That was it for me. We've dropped a bit of altitude, so we're going to head back up to 800 feet, because we've got a lot of airspeed to trade here. Keeping a good, solid lookout. Okay, so the cathedral's there, the airfield is abeam of us now. We're sort of keeping a slightly further out circuit, just in case one of those parachutists decides that they want to go exploring over Salisbury Cathedral, because the last thing I want is one of those caught up in my prop. Hopefully with this camera angle you can actually see the view. I'm going to take a bit of a tight turn around the cathedral and hopefully you'll be able to see it. It is very pretty. Okay, so there's the cathedral off our nose now. I'm going to take a turn around it. A bit tighter than I normally would, just so that we can hopefully see it. It does look very cool though. Okay, so we are onto our base leg. We will now drop down to about 10%. Pop in a couple of stages to the flap, retrim. Okay, so I want to trim for about 70 knots, which I am at now. It's funny, one of the things I have a problem with is identifying where the hell I am. I know the airfield's over there, but for life I can't see it. Oh well, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Alright, there it is. Okay, so we've come out a bit far again actually. So what that's telling me is that my turn on to base just really isn't as slick as it should be. Okay. So I think that I think the track that we're going to see on the GPS video is not going to be as square as I want it to be. But to be fair, I'm not used to doing a 06 right-hand circuit. So
that kind of is the right positioning for right base 06. Alpha November, roger.
Okay, so we're looking a bit better. Do a quick check. Ultram radio, Student Golf November Kilo on final 406 for a touch and go.
Student Golf November Kilo, roger. Surface wind is calm.
Okay, so we're going to drop back to 10. A bit far over to the left here, so we'll scoot over. Altitude's probably a bit high, but that's fine. I'll lose that in a second. Okay, so we have the hill fort on our left, which is a good sign. Maybe a little touch of power because I don't want to twitch those houses. Alright, we are lined up for 06. Okay, so the parachute's now dropping to our right.
Right base, about turn final on visual traffic on short line.
Okay, we are 65 knots. A bit short, so I'm going to take some more power. Maintain the 65 knots. Okay, so we are hold off. Okay, and organise full power. Right rudder, and off we go. Okay, we have 60 knots. We're climbing out. Drop the flaps. Okay. We're going to trim. Okay, 70 knots, looking good. And we're heading out. So as a circuit, I have to say that was a bit shit. I came in too low. And my turns are obviously not as good as I want them to be, so I need to get a bit more practice with 06. So keeping a good lookout still, we're heading out to 500 feet, full power, 70 knots, and then we'll do our right hand turn crosswind. Okay, so we are crosswind now, heading up to 800 feet, 70 knots. So what's happening is when I'm transitioning from my downwind to base, I'm not doing a full 90-degree turn for some reason. Attitude, power. And then trim. Yeah, so I'm obviously not doing a full 90-degree turn when I'm coming from downwind to base, and what's happening is that I'm ending up too far out by the time I'm turning base to final, which is then throwing off my altitude when I'm coming in over the threshold. So try and keep a bit more of an eye on that this time round. and just make sure I'm actually properly lined up. Alright, so downwind checks. Parking brake is off. Landing gear's down. Fuel pump is on. Fuel gauges are good. Hatches and harnesses are good. We've got a good lookout. Altitude's fine. Power's fine. We are heading downwind. Old Sarum radio, student Golf November Kilo, downwind for 06.
Golf November Kilo, roger.
Okay, time is 20 to 10. So we will do one more touch and go. And depending on how that one goes, then we will wrap things up. Do one more touch and go, another circuit, and then we will land. So keeping a good lookout. We're coming up on our turn point for our base leg. So we are heading to 2-3. So we're heading about 2:30. So we want to be about 3:30 when we come out of this turn. I'm also losing out. Okay, so we're going to turn onto our base leg now, and I want to be on a heading of 330 when I come out of it. I don't want to lose any out. Right, that's better. Right, so I've now got my airfield over there, so we'll come down to 20%-ish, we'll drop it.
Oh, Sam radio, helicopter Golf, Oscar Charlie, Delta Oscar, to the fuel station, request rotor start. Helicopter Golf, Oscar Charlie, Delta Oscar, all Sam radio, no report traffic to sector, rotor start. Golf, Oscar Charlie, Delta Oscar.
Okay, so we are maintaining 70 knots. Probably a bit higher. So we'll just drop the nose a bit. Okay, so we're going to turn right onto the final. Just checking to see what's going on. Helicopter out there somewhere doing something. Old Sarum radio, student Golf November Kilo, turning final for 06 for a touch and go.
Student Golf November Kilo, roger, surface wind is calm.
Student Golf November Kilo. Okay, so we are too high, too fast. So we're going to drop the power down. Maintain.
Sam radio, Mule 1, request runway crossing. Mule 1, stand by. Have one aircraft on final for a touch and go.
Okay, maintain 70 knots. Keep an eye on what's going on. Okay, so back to 65. Okay, full power. Right rudder. And up we go. Right, it was a bit better.
107 radio, no report traffic affect you.
The circuit pattern was better. I still came in a bit. I'm coming in a bit low on 06 for some reason. So I'm having to fuck about over the threshold, which is not what I want to be doing. Alright, so we're going to head up for our final one. We are full power, 80 knots, heading up for 200 feet, heading up towards 5. Keep a good lookout. Now, I have to admit, I'm sure for anyone remotely watching this, it's going to be boring as hell, just hearing me whittering away here, but me talking to myself is kind of helpful to sort of keep my mind focused on what I'm meant to be doing. Bearing in mind, this is my first proper solo that I've actually known was going to happen versus having someone spring it on me. So, I beg your forgiveness for my prattling. Okay, so we are now turning crosswind, heading up towards 700 feet. I probably need to be getting better at paying attention to compass headings. Okay, so we're heading up to 800 feet. Okay, so attitude, power. We'll trim the aircraft, maintain 800 feet. Be a bit nose up, bit more power. Okay, that's good. Good lookout. Okay, and we'll make our turn onto downwind. Okay, so we are now on our downwind, so we'll do our downwind checks. Alright, so parking brake is off, undercarriage is down, fuel pump's on, fuel still good enough to go do a go around, hatches and harnesses look good, airspeed good, altitude good, direction good, lookout still nowhere around. The only person I'm really expecting to see at the moment is either the caravan dropping off skydivers, or there was a helicopter doing his takeoff checks, so he's going to probably perk up at some point. The other thing you need to be a bit careful of when they're doing skydiving is the mule, because they need to cross the runway to move the skydivers around. And they're not always entirely considerate on the radio. That's because they're toy racers in their little trucks. Okay, so keep a good lookout. I have to say, this whole blower thing is a revelation. The fact that I've actually got cool air blowing into this cockpit, because normally I'm sat here having a wonderful time, but just sweating my bollocks off. So we are heading towards the end
good morning,
of our downwind.
Foxtrot Delta Oscar, radio check and airfield information for a local flight with 2 POB. Golf Delta Foxtrot Delta Oscar, all same radio. Visibility 5 for runway in use, 06 right hand circuit, QNH 1018.
So that's the helicopter that I was talking about.
Circuit, QNH 1018. Eurostar, Golf Delta Oscar.
I don't know what he's going to be up to, but I better keep an eye, because I don't know what they're. Because normally when I make my first call, I've got about 15 minutes of buggering around to do before I'm ready to take off. I don't know what a helicopter does. Okay, so we're turning onto base now, and we're going to make sure our turn actually goes all the way around this time to about 330. Then I can see the airfield. And that probably actually explains why I was having trouble identifying the airfield. So we're going to pull back to about 20%. I'm going to leave it about 30%. And I'm going to drop 1 and then 2 stages of the flap. Trim for about 75 knots, 70, 75. Fine for the moment. Okay, keep looking out. Make sure I can see parachutists, caravans, and helicopters. Okay, so we'll shortly make our right hand turn onto final and then we're going to stop that. Okay, so we'll make our right hand turn. Okay, so I can see the caravan coming down the taxiway now. Also, I'm ready, Golf November, Student Golf November Kilo on final for 036.
Student Golf November Kilo, roger, surface wind is calm.
Student Golf November Kilo. So we're going to drop some speed, are a bit.
Param, remember this is 11 canopies, flight level 150.
Bit low.
Alpha November, roger. Have one aircraft on final doing a touch and go.
Yep, visual, I'm holding, Param, remember.
Also, I'm radio, Golf November Kilo. Won't be doing a touch and go on the sun, full stop.
Roger.
Okay, so it wasn't a helicopter, it was that little Eurostar. Okay, so we are good, 70 knots.
Param, remember's lining up.
Nose back.
For Alpha November, roger, I'll advise when the runway is vacated.
Roger, thanks, Param, remember.
Okay. Okay, rudder.
Alpha November, runway is now vacated, surface wind is calm.
Student Golf November Kilo, runway vacation. Well, I came in pretty damn hot on that landing. I was getting a bit worried there, I was about to chew that fence. So, just do our... do our after landing checks. So we cleared the runway. Flaps up. Fuel pump off. Frictions off. So, note to self, when actually stopping on 06, you need to land a bit shorter than that and a bit slower. Otherwise, life might become a little bit hairy. But I did have the option of doing a go around there, to be fair, and had I genuinely thought that I was going to snuff it, I would have done that. So there's that little helicopter. Obviously just doing his checks still. Okay, so we'll park up behind Oscar India. So all in all, work to be done, but we survived it. I've got a feeling though someone's going to have something to be said about that, that last landing. I didn't exactly cover myself in glory. So we will drop November Kilo back off behind Oscar. Yeah.
Golf Delta Oscar, ready for departure.
It's our Golf Delta Oscar, roger. Surface wind is calm.
Golf Delta Oscar.
I'm going to leave her right here. Okay, so engine shutdown, position into wind, fine, there is no wind, parking brake on, radios.
Remember DZ?
Off, 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 radios off, thrust idle, engine master off. Okay, so battery master off, main bus off, fuel pump is off already, harness is good, good, good.
So, what can we learn from that? Well, we can learn that whilst technically I can fly, I think it would be fair to say that I've still got quite a lot to learn. I think a lot of it is my situational awareness. I need to get better. So that was brakes off, brakes on at 10, 9:15 to 10. Let's call it 9:15 to 10. Yeah, I think I've still got quite a bit to learn, obviously. My situational awareness needs to get better. I think there'll be probably quite a lot to be learned from looking at the circuit track, which I suspect we'll see was not quite as straight as one would have necessarily wanted it to be. And that's really about me getting better at actually looking at the instruments and paying attention to what they're trying to tell me. I think part of the challenges in circuits, because you're within eyesight of the airfield all the time, you don't actually need to look at them, and that's not what I want to be doing. I need to actually get into the habit of properly reading the instruments and understanding what they're telling me, and I think that will probably help me straighten up my circuits. And also, to be fair, without making huge excuses, I'm more used to using, as I said before, using 2.4 rather than 0.6. So actually, all things being equal, and especially given what the landings I did the last time I was on 0.6 were like, which were frankly a bit of a shocker. It could have gone a lot worse. So I'm going to wrap this video up now. Thank you very much for watching, if you did, and if you didn't, you missed an exciting flight. So, goodbye from November Kilo.